I went into teaching because I was really passionate about the field, and I wanted to inspire that same passion, or at least a kind of love of the subject through my students.
So many of them thank me. So many of them make it really obvious that what I'm giving them means something to them. And what more could any teacher ever look for?
I've been here regularly every semester since 1992. I enjoyed every minute of it.
I wanted the university setting because of the opportunity to always learn and to engage with students and interact with students, as well as to interact with faculty coming from different disciplines.
When I interviewed for CCSU, the dean at the time told me something that has stayed in my mind forever. She said, this is the place to teach. And with the years I have realized that she was right.
I chose CCSU because I was actually a master's student here. So ultimately, in working with the English faculty, I was really inspired to not only pursue a PhD, but to come back and teach now as a colleague with some of the people that inspired me to become a teacher in the first place.
When I first was hired for the one-year position, it was my first time in the East Coast, first time in Connecticut, and I really wasn't sure if I would stay here because I grew up in California, my family's in California. So coming to Connecticut that 1 year, I really thought it was going to be a one-year type of a situation until I met the CCSU students, and then it was kind of all over.
The job came open here at Central Connecticut State for an adjunct position. I've been teaching as an adjunct at Central most of the time since 1992. And so I got a job here as an adjunct, and very quickly I became very enamored with the institution and with the students.
I was at the University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa at the time. My husband and I wanted to move to the United States for several reasons. So we applied to several jobs, we got some offers, and here, in fact, we both got tenure track positions. As soon as we came, we realized that it was the place for us. It has been what Central has given us. I don't think any other university could have.
I went to a school in New York State very much like Central, and I just saw the students who had the potential, just wonderful potential, and decided that it would be a gift to be able to work with them. It's been even more rewarding, more beyond my wildest dreams.
The kind of classroom that I want to create is a welcoming environment, not only just for the ideas, but also the students themselves. In some cases, you're getting a really wide array of a student population. Some students know exactly why they're in college and what they want to study, but others are still trying to figure it out. So I try to be very inviting and encouraging. Ultimately, at the end of the semester, I hope that they feel comfortable adding to the ideas in the classroom, but more importantly, bringing new ideas to the classroom.
I think so often the students equate learning with stress and with something negative, and I try to reverse that or to change that. Sometimes I do something as silly as play a song like My Girl. It's almost impossible to feel stress when you start to hear that jingle in your head, and then suddenly the students perk up, they look around, they might start talking to each other, they're wondering what's happening, and then conversations start, and it seems like the stress just gets diminished.
I want them to work through things, I want them to be challenged, I want them to believe in themselves. So often students will say, oh, I don't get it, and the teacher will just jump in and say, well, this is how you do it. And I don't do it, which sometimes frustrates them, but ultimately they realize that I am just trying to help them learn how to solve problems on their own.
The atmosphere of my class is interactive. I have many interactive exercises, whether it's looking at documents, whether they are buzz groups where students get together and resolve a question for class discussion, or preliminary discussions. We often open classes that way. So my classes involve a combination of lecture and many interactive exercises to get the students involved and give them an opportunity to offer their own judgments.
Well, I think I am mostly a facilitator. I like students to talk, and besides I'm teaching language. I also teach culture and literature. That's why I'm more of a facilitator than a lecturer. I like to ask questions, to have them respond, to talk among themselves. I do a lot of group work, a lot of pair activities. So that's basically what I think I do best, facilitating.
The Excellence in Teaching Award means to me that Central Connecticut State University is devoted to good teaching, and it's devoted to putting students first. Every year there's a meeting, celebration for the Excellence in Teaching finalists and those who competed. And it's a very good commentary upon, the many faculty here who are devoted to good teaching and devoted to the well-being of their students.
To me, it's important because it's recognition of an effort, but I think it's something that I really owe to my students. And if I can share this with them, it would be wonderful.
What does it mean that so many people, I think they had said over 200 people were nominated. I'm still grappling with what that means, and to me it means that you had either close to 200 students making nominations and having wonderful experiences, and you had over 200 faculty who are doing amazing work and who are so dedicated to Central and to the students. So it's something I just still can't really get my mind around.
It's a really great affirmation of the impact that I've had on my students. You always hope that you're making a difference in their lives, but to be nominated for this award in which a student basically had to, of their own volition, nominate you and then write a letter of support, that's an amazing feeling, just to know that a student thought about you or thought more about you after the course ended.
Honestly, to me, what my students feel about my teaching is what drives me to come back day after day after day. I've had a lot of them say to me, I don't get good grades in your class, but I sure do learn a lot, because they know I have very high standards and I expect a lot of them. And when you're not somebody who just pleases them by giving them A's and you're really tough on them and you still get nominated, I think that really says a lot for the students and makes me feel wonderful that what I believe is the right thing to give them is what they believe is what they need.
On the very first day of class every semester, I tell the students that what I love the most about CCSU is number one and foremost the student population and the characteristics that go along with that.
Was there a moment that I decided this is the place that I would like to be? I don't think there was a single moment, but I think that over time, as I met colleagues in the university, both in the history department and the university, and as I taught students, usually at the evening level, then I began to see the potential, for the creative activity and the growth in students that was possible here at Central.
I've been able to develop as a person and as a teacher, as a professional. I am very eclectic in the sense that I like many things. My research focuses on different things, and I have been able to do all of that. I haven't really specialized in anything, but I have been able to do and to research all the different topics that I'm interested in. And Central has been very liberal in that sense.
If I were to describe the student population here, I would say that they're very genuine. They're here because they want to continue not only their education, but they want to improve their lives. Whether that means becoming more active in their own communities later on in a career, or even going on to graduate school, these students have very realistic pursuits that are very genuine.
Years ago, I was teaching in a private boys' school, and one of the boys said to me, "Gosh, you know so much math. Why don't you leave teaching and get a real job where you can earn a lot of money?" And I just looked at him. I said, because teaching gives me what money can't buy, and what teaching gives me is what I need to live.